Several years back, my mother posed a question to me in which she asked something that was very interesting, something that you could tell she wanted to understand the response to herself. She said, Horace, at what point does an individual go from being ordinary to extraordinary? And I'll tell you, I pondered this question for quite some time. And I'll tell you what, I've been pondering ever since. I've read the books of Jim Collins, Going from Good to Great, and I love the analogy about the flywheel. It begins to start off slow and then it begins to speed up, and eventually it's going so fast you can no longer see the spindles on it. And this is the epitome of what Jim Collins describes as going from good to great. But more so than that, I love an analogy that I heard on SoundCloud not very long ago. It's about a guy who decided he wanted to go to his boss. He was in the IT profession, and he decided he wanted to tell his boss that he wanted to pursue his lifelong dream of becoming a professional speaker. So he goes to his boss to do so, and his boss raises his raise 3 different times in an attempt to convince him to stay at the job, to which each time he has to tell his boss, this is a passion-driven decision. You don't understand. This is not a financial decision. Many times we think it's something bad that gets in the way of us becoming great, like it's some type of boogie monster that comes and snatches our dreams, our goals, our desires away from us. But you know what? More times than not, it's something good that hops in the way. Something too good that we just can't resist in order to get to that great point. A lot of times when I'm talking to people, it's funny because I always want to understand the human psychology of what it takes to motivate an individual to want to just go that extra mile. And in the midst of it all, it's funny because you'll talk to an individual and say, well, why don't you try something different? Why don't you do this? You may give them an opportunity of some sort, and a lot of times people have a tendency to say, I'm good. Have you ever heard anybody out there tell you, I'm good, before they even took the time to understand what it is that you were offering them so that they could see it for themselves? Well then, congratulations. You've seen the epitome of what it takes for an individual to defer their greatness. A lot of times, it's just the fact that we can't deny good long enough to become great. Are you too good to become great? If great was available, would you still settle for good? Be blessed, be encouraged, and as always, stay focused, my good people.